And continuing on Talmud Gimel Amud Aleph for discussion about are you allowed to teach in front of your Rebbe or not? And when is it allowed and when is it not allowed? So Amar Rabba, Tzurba Merabanan Chad Yilanavshay. So Rabba says a student of rabbis is allowed to paskin for his own usage, but not for others. Ravina Ikla L'Bechuza, Ayetish Bezicha Sakina V'Kama Chavile. Ravina went to Bechuza one time, and one of the and the host brought him a knife and showed it to him. Amarle Zil Amtiel Rabba, and then Ravina says, "Go show it to Rabba, my teacher, the Rabba of the town. Don't bring it to me." So Amarle Lo Savar Mar Hadam Rava Tzurba Rabbana Chazil L'Namshay. So then the innkeeper said, the host said to him, "Wait, don't you hold of that when Rabba says that a student can look up for himself?" Amarle Ana Mizban Zevin. He says, "No, that's not the case. I'm only buying the meat from you. Therefore, it's not asking for myself. I'm asking for you, and therefore I should not be saying this. You should go ask the local Rav. Go ask Rav. Don't ask me." Right. So this is a mnemonic. Help us remember the following the following Gemara. Rabbi Elazar Mehagronia, Rav Ab Bar Tachlifa, Iklo Lebei Rav Acha, Braid Rav Ika, Batre Rav Acha Bar Yaakov. So Rabbi Elazar from Hagronia and Rav Ab Bar Tachlifa came down to Rav Achas and Rav Ika while they were in this place of Rav Acha Bar Yaakov. By Rav Acha, Braid Rav Ika, Lameabed, Lahu Igla Tzulta. So so now Rav Acha Braid Rav Ika wanted to check a third born calf, which is considered to be fancy type of meat, and they brought him a knife and they showed him whether to sharpen or not. So Amar Lahu Rav Acha Bar Tachlifa Lo Lechosh Le'Lasava. Wait, are you not concerned with making sure that you ask Acha Bar Yaakov? Amar Lahu Rabbi Elazar Mehagronia Haka Amarava Serba Merabana Chaz Danavshe. And Rabbi Elazar from Hagronia says, what Rabbi says, he do it for himself, and he's the one who shuts the animal. What's the problem? Chazi Vianesh Rabbi Elazar from Hagronia. So they inspected the knife, but he was later punished for disrespecting the honor of Rav Yaakov. So therefore he shouldn't have done that. Wait, but how do you think he got punished? Didn't we say that he's allowed to check for himself? Shani hatam da'atchilu b'chvodo. No. So you're right. Ordinarily it would have been fine, but once they mentioned this might be a case of disrespecting the honor of Rav Yaakov, that's why they should have stopped. No. Or you can say that normally you're right, you could do that, but because of how impressive and well known around Rav Yaakov is, therefore he deserved more honor than most people would have, and that's why they should have been deferred to him. So Rabba says also no, but if so, you simply do something that's forbidden, you can say even in front of your Rebbe. Ravina Hava Yativ Kamed Ravashi, Ravina is sitting for Ravashi, again Ravashi is the teacher. Chazi Alahu Gabra de Ka'asar Le Chamra Betsinta de Beshavta. And he saw Ravina was sitting for Ravashi, he saw a certain man tying his donkey to a palm tree on Shabbos, which is violation of the prohibition of using trees on Shabbos. So then he raised his voice, V'lo Ashrach Bay. So he raised his voice to protest, but the man ignored him. So then Ravina said to Ravashi, this man should be in Nidui, he should be excommunicated for not listening to the Chachamim. Then afterwards, Ravina said to Ravashi and says, is the way that I acted, is that considered to be irreverent? And then his teacher Ravashi said back to Ravina, there is no wisdom and there is no understanding or no advice against God, meaning that whenever there's a Chilul Hashem is going to happen, there's no time or place, it's not the right time or place to give honor to the Rav, and therefore you do the right thing. Amar Rabba b'fan of Asur v'chayav mita. B'fan of Asur v'en chayav mita. Rabba said in regards to, in general, if you're ruling, you shouldn't be. If you do it in front of him, then you are liable for death. If it's not in front of him, then it's forbidden, but you're not chayav. You're not deserving the death penalty. So Mishlo fun of low and said, wait, and then you're not deserving the death penalty if you do it not in front of him. Hatan, you went in the bright Rabbi Lezer Omer, lo mitu b'nei Haron ad haru halacha b'nei Moshe Rabban. But they went in bright the Rabbi Lezer says that Aaron's sons of Avihu, they died because they declared that they ruled law matters in front of Moshe Rabbeinu, who was their teacher. My Jerush, ונתנו בני אהרון הכהן אש על המזבח. אמרו, אף על פי שהאש ירד מן השמיים, מצווה להביא מן האג'ו. And what was the case when they paskined? It was when that they decided to bring on their own volition. They decided to bring their Eish Zara, even though they knew that the fire was going to come from heaven to the Mizbeach. It's not that there's a mitzvah to bring it not from heaven, and that's where they were more in front of Moshe, and that's what they made it deserving of death. But Talmud Echad Hayil Rabbi Eliezer Shehora Halacha B'Fanav. There once was a student of Rabbi Eliezer who said a statement about the view, and then that student of Rabbi Eliezer gives it a ruling in front of him. Rabbi Eliezer Le'ima Shalom Ishto Tamea Ani Im Yotzei Zeh Shnato V'lo Ti Shnato. Rabbi Eliezer said to his wife Im Shalom, I'll be surprised if this student of mine lives out the end of the year, and lo and behold, the student died within the year. He did not give proper respect to his Rebbe and issued a ruling in front of him. So his wife said to Rabbi Eliezer, wait, are you a prophet? How do you know this is going to happen? He said back to her, Lo Navi Anochi, Lo Ben Navi Anochi, Elab Kachu Kublani, Kulmar Alacha B'fnei Rabo, Chai Mita. You're right. I'm not a prophet or the son of a prophet. Rather, I have the tradition that if anybody rules in halachic matters in front of the Rebbe, then they will be then they're liable for death. Amar Rabbi Barchana, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Talmid Yehuda ben Guriah Shmo, Vayarachok Mimenu Shloshim Parsot. Rabbi Barchana said to Rabbi Yochanan, that student was Yehuda ben Guriah, and he was 3 whole parsot, 12 mil away. Yet he was still he's called in front of his Rebbe. The fun of Hava. The answer is no. Now, what is the parsot away? He was right in front of him. How Rachel began to show parsot kamar, but didn't they? But wait, but it's always had 3 parsot. How's that in front of him? Samecha shmo v'shem aviv lama ela shalom tamar mashal haya. So then what's going on here? Rather, details were given. They say that it was not it was like a cautionary tale, but saying it really happened, and that's why they gave the exact measurements, not because distances makes a difference. It's something to be fair rabo. Just here saying that that's why. No. Rabbi Yechia bar Abba bar Rabbi Yochanan kol mor halachah b'fnei Rabbo ra'ui lachi kisho nachash shnei mar b'yan Elihu ben Rachel b'Buzi v'yomer tzayir ani liyamim al ken zachalti utiv im chamat zachalei afar. Gemara says Rabbi Yechia bar Abba said to Rabbi Yochanan that whoever reaches the halachah ruling from his teacher is worthy of being bitten by a snake and dying. As a result, as it says, and Elihu the son of Rachel B'Buzi said, I am young, and therefore I held back, and it's also written that with similar words, with the venom of the crawling things, again the same word zachalei in both times, the word zayin chet lamed. That means that if you were to have ruled in place of your Rebbe, you are deserving of death by venom. Iri amar v'chanina nikra chotei shneimar bilti tzafanti imartecha laman lo cheteh lach. So, and the Iri said in Rabbi Chanina that he's not, that if you issue a halachah ruling for every teacher, you are considered to be a sinner. As it says, your word have I hid in my heart, and I might not sin against you. Meaning, so therefore, how speaking words a sin? The answer is you're more halachah b'fnei Rabbo. Nuna Rami Ktiv b'libi tzavanti mardacha Ktiv bisarti tzedek b'kal Rav lo kasha kan bizman she'ira ya'iri kayam kam bizman she'ena ira yiri kayam. When it says that in my heart I've hidden your word, I've hidden in my heart. It says that preach righteousness in the congregation. So how does this work? one is the question is when your teacher is there, meaning that's when David is speaking at the time when his teacher Yiri is alive. Another time is when it's not, and that means that the whole thing comes down to whether or not Yiri, meaning whether or not Rabbi is alive, whether or not he'll be able to teach halachot or not. Rabbi Abba Bar Zabda Kol Note Matnotav LaKohen Echad Medvi Ra'av La'olam Shneimar Ira Yair Haya Kohen David. Rabbi Abba Bar Zabda said, whoever gives all the Manakona to one Kohen, he's going to bring famine to the world, as it says that Ira Yair was the Kohen for David alone. Wait, have a Kohen L'Chulei Alma Lo. Wait, what do you? He was only the Kohen for David, not for everybody else. Elo Shahaya Meshager Lo Matnotav Tzibatre Vahi Rab Me David. Says that David had just given him all the matanot that he had, and then immediately afterwards there was a famine. So that implies that giving all of your manakuna to one kohen will trigger a famine. Rabbi Elazar Omer Moridin Otomi Dilato. So now back to this discussion of more halach verabo. Rabbi Elazar says that if you were to have done so, then you will be removed from your position of honor. Amar Elazar Kohen al Anshay Tzava. Afagav Amar Lu La'achi Abba Tziva Boti Lo Tziva Afilo Hachi Iyanash. So this is when Rabbi Elazar, the Kohen Gadol, spoke in front of the halachot to Beit Israel as the name of Moshe, even though he was quoting what his uncle had said, what Moshe Rabbeinu had said. He was so punished for speaking in front of Moshe Rabbeinu instead of letting Moshe do it himself. As we see that Elazar the Kohen was standing there, and we do not see that he's talking to Yeshua. Amar Rabbi Levi called the motive Mila Kamed Rabbe Azil Shol Below Lad. Amar Bian Yeshua ben Nun Mesharet Moshe B'Machora V'Amar Dim Mashak Laim. Motiv Nun B'no Yeshua B'no. Similarly, Rabbi said whoever answers a question in front of his teacher will go down without children to the netherworld, to Sheol. It says Yoshua ben Nun was the servant of Moshe from the day he was young, and he says that you should kill Eldad Medad who were emphasizing in the tent, and then therefore the punishment for speaking before Moshe is that he had no children, and that's what it says in Devarim Nun b'no Yoshua b'no. Meaning, because Nun and his son Yeshua is the son, meaning that the line ended with Yeshua, because Yeshua had no children. So, Upligad the Rabbi Abba Bar Papa, Damar Rabbi Abba Bar Papa, and he argues with Abba Bar Papa, as Abba Bar Papa says, Lo nena Yeshua ela b'shvil shebitel et Yisrael laila achav v'rivya. This is against what Bar Papa says. Bar Papa says that Yeshua ben was punished because he prevented the Jews from from being with their wives for one night, and that's why he himself cannot have children. Shenamar b'hi b'yo Yeshua b'yericho v'esana v'yar v'ti v'yomer lo k'ani sar Shem tabati. Because when Yeshua was by Yericho, he looked up and he saw that there's a man whose hand drum and an angel. And it says, he said, no, I'm a captain of the host of the Lord. I am now arriving. So what did the angel tell him? Amar lo, emesh bitaltem tamim shel ben arbaim, v'achshav bitaltem talmud Torah. V'alizim hen ba'atan, amar lo, atabati. So to him last night, you prepared for war, you forgot to bring the korban temple of Mincha, and now you're learning Torah by being out wandering around. Yeshua said, wait, then why are you coming to recommend me now? He said, I've arrived now because that means that Talmud Torah was the worst one. So Yeshua immediately acted to make amends, and that's why he walked in the middle of the night, ha'imek, and Rabbi Yochanan says that ha'imek means he went to the omek of Torah, he learned all night long. We also learned elsewhere that whenever the Aaron was not in its proper location inside of the Machane Israel, times of war, if it was ever outside of the camp, and therefore you're not allowed to have relations. And because he spent all night learning, that's what led to all of there being a problem. Amar Shmuel bar Ina Mishmei Rav Gadol Talmud Yoter Me'akravat Tamidin Damar Atabati. Rishon ben Shmuel bar Ina says in the story that Talmud Torah is greater than bringing the Korban Tamid, as it says Atabati, and that's why the angel came to speak to Yoshua. Amar Bruna Arav Kol Yashem V'Kilah She'ish V'Ishto Shurim Ba Allah V'Keduv Omer Nishei Amit Tigrashun V'Beit Tanuga. Of somebody who Bruna says whoever sleeps in the room where a husband and wife are resting, meaning therefore preventing them from having relations, being intimate. So then the verse says to him that the women of my people be cast out from their pleasant houses. For Micha, meaning basically you'll be punished for having done so. This is even the case if the person's wife was a nida and they could have been together either way. Otherwise, you should not have spent. You should have been in their bed. You should in their room. You should have let them be comfortable alone. Rava Amar Imish Tonida He Tavola Bracha. Rava says that if a woman is nida, then actually the person who's slept in the room should get a blessing because it prevented him potentially from the man from potentially lying with a woman who's nida. Wait, that's so. That's bad. That's a bad argument because he'll, then how is he not violated every time his wife is nida? So actually, you're right. That's not correct. You should not ever friend a man who's sitting alone with his wife in the same room. So there was a certain alleyway in which the non-Jew Lachman Baristic lived. The Jew said, "Can we rent out your use the chaser?" And he said no. Therefore, they couldn't use the mavoy on Shabbos. Atu Amr Labaye, Amr Lo Zilu Batilo Rishutaichu L'Gab Echad, Hamalei Yachid Makom Goyim, Yachid Makom Goy Lo Asa. They asked the Bible what he's supposed to do, and he said, all of you should vassal your rights to one of you, and that way it'll be if one of you lives in the chassid, the rest of you don't, and therefore you wanted the issue of the Xer Durbanan, living with the non-Jew, and that way you can carry. So Amrullah, and people said back to him, Midi Hai Tama Ella Lo Shlifi the diary, Hacha Kadari. Isn't the whole svara? There's a lot of people here, and like even if we're luckily one Rishus, we're still all living here. So the answer is that you're right, you would be correct, but here it's because people would normally do this, and that's why it would work. This is a normal thing to do, that's why it would work. So Azal Ravuna, Braid Rav Yeshua, Amra, Lasham Egg, Tamay Rava, Amrlai, Imke, Bidal Turat Eruv, Mavoi. Then Ravuna, son of Rav Yeshua, went to report his lachim before Rava, and the response was, if that's the case, then you have abolished the case of Eruv from that whole alleyway, and it's self-served one person, it's only for an Eruv, and therefore people will be confused and make they'll be making more mistakes. So no, they already made an Eruv. Yomru Eruv Moed Malkum Goy. Well, they made an Eruv. That's no problem because people get confused and think that you don't need to rent it out from the Goy. You can just make an Eruv straight. No, that's not the reason. They announced that this is what we're doing. This is what we're told by Abai, and that's why it works. Wait, can we make the announcement to the children as well? So the answer is that no, therefore we shouldn't do it because this will actually lead to confusing the children. So therefore that's not the best idea. And so we will continue on with the question of how to solve this issue tomorrow.